Dinosaurs on a spaceship. Man, you gotta love Doctor Who, eh? Hey, Banjo from Media Award, continuing my Doctor Who weekly reviews with Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. And I have to say, this was a really fun episode. I thought this was a light-hearted family entertainment with lots of gags, lots of jokes, lots of priceless memories and quotes, which I'm not going to forget. Good storyline, quite intelligent also, good villain. And yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. This is a lot more fun and enjoyable than I was expecting this episode to be, considering the title, of course. So yeah, so let's talk about Dinosaurs on the Spaceship. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you've not seen this episode yet, be prepared. I'm going to talk about the ending and certain spoilers within the extra episode, so keep that in mind. So let's talk about the episode. So the storyline for Dinosaurs in Space is about dinosaurs in space. Now, considering Asylum of the Daleks was much more of a darker episode, much more serious about the Daleks and the actual Doctor, it makes sense that the next episode will be about more of a fun, family entertainment, light-hearted episode, of course about dinosaurs in space. And I felt this episode worked really well with the storyline they had. I liked the tone of it, I liked the jokes about it. The storyline I felt was just very fast-paced, very quick, very snappy. I like that kind of tone about it. I like the fact we added more things to the Doctor, which I didn't know about. I thought that was quite clever. I like the fact that he gets a gang in this episode. How fun is it that? At the start of the episode, we see the Doctor picking up an Egyptian queen. Then later on, we see him pick up an English huntsman named John. And then he goes to pick up Amy and Rory while they're with their father, played by Mark Williams, fantastic actor. And then we have our kind of companions in a sense. I like the Doctor and how he kind of does that, because it makes sense. They explored that within season 6, you know, him kind of picking up random people, and he's met so many people across the universe. I like the fact that he can kind of just come and go now and again and just meet people. I like the idea of that. I thought it's quite funny. And yeah, we have our kind of adventure on this kind of spaceship that is heading towards Earth. And of course, it's going to get destroyed by the, I think, Indian Science Space Station, I think it was, or NASA type thing, which I thought was actually quite interesting. I like the idea that's set into the future of Earth in a sense. Of course, we have our villain for the episode, played by David Bradley, a fantastic guest star for Doctor Who, and a pretty good villain overall. I like the fact that he was kind of a sleazy type of mercenary type trader in a sense. He likes to just kind of hijack stuff and kind of steal kind of creatures and people to kind of sell onto the open market in a sense. I like that type of villain. He's not a typical kind of comic book villain or typical baddie in a sense. He's just kind of an old man that likes to, you know, collect and sell on type of stuff. You know, he's just a typical kind of sleazy type guy. And I liked his character. I thought he was a pretty good villain. He wasn't too menacing, but he was pretty deadly in a sense. You know, some of the quotes and the dialogues he said against the Doctor, I thought were pretty menacing, and I thought, yeah, you're a good villain. And basically, he has hijacked this spaceship filled with dinosaurs, which is basically hijacked it from the inside by these two robots, played by David Webb and David Mitchell, which I thought were interesting, voiced by David Mitchell. These two robots are. If you've seen Peep Show, you'll kind of get that type of humour, and you'll probably like this episode with those two robots in it, because they're kind of bickering back and forth. I like the episode of that. And basically, they kind of kill off the entire crew. They kill off and jettison into space the Silurians, sorry, which makes sense considering the writer did the Hungry Earth and Cold Blood, so it makes sense you kind of made that kind of pre-link. And I like the story, I like the link between that kind of those episodes and this episode, because it makes sense they would try and design a spaceship and try and go off and save these dinosaurs, save these creatures, being the events that happened to them, of course, because the dinosaurs get killed off. So yeah, pretty interesting storyline, and it makes the Doctor kind of like, you know, get mad very easily and just disrespect him. And also in this episode we have Amy and Rory, set 10 months after the events of Asylum of the Daleks, which I like the kind of the time gap between this time machine. Of course, it makes sense they would do that. They're not officially companions back with the Doctor again. They're just kind of people living off their lives, and he kind of picks them up now and again. And you get the idea of the Doctor getting lonely again, like in the events of the Doctor Who specials. You know, David Tennant, you know, walking alone, having no companions. He's just kind of, you know, doing adventures by himself. And I like the idea he just randomly picks up random people, Egyptian Queen kind of thing, and an English explorer, and then just picks up Amy and Rory just for another adventure kind of thing. I like the idea of that. You know, he wants companions. He's getting lonely. When the Doctor gets a new companion later on this year with the Christmas special, I think he will, you know, be happy again. I think he will be satisfied and just showing a new companion, you know, the galaxy in a sense, and a time and space. And yeah, pretty cool. I look forward to seeing that kind of relationship between him and the new companion. But yeah, I thought the comedy was done really well in this episode. Also, I thought it was really fun. I love the fact it's Rory's dad. I think it is. I can't remember his name, but he's played by Mark Williams, who of course is in the Harry Potter movies. I thought he was really funny. I thought he was a really good actor in this episode, and I like that kind of father and son relationship between him and Rory and Amy also. I thought that was really funny. I like the kind of the bonds and the kind of bickering in the sense and the back and forth. I thought that was pretty funny, and I like the gags they do in the episode. It's nice to see a kind of father figure or mother figure, type of thing back in the Doctor Who world again. It reminds me of kind of season 1, season 2 with Jackie and all that type of stuff. It's very rare to see a kind of a father of the actual companion back into the Doctor Who world in a sense. Seeing time and space, and I like his reactions. I like his kind of he takes it quite well, to be honest, and he is generally quite smart, and he just come up with some of the ideas. He's not like just speeches kind of thing. We've had that type of thing before. They don't reuse some of the same gags in the past seasons. They kind of take a different approach this time around. And I like the fact that the writing is very well done, and I was like, yes, thank you, don't repeat yourself kind of thing. I like the idea of that. So yeah, good stuff. I thought it was pretty funny, and I thought he was well acted for sure. And I love close to the end of the episode where he kind of asks a request from the Doctor, and just seeing the Earth, as an entirety in space, and he's just kind of sitting on the TARDIS with a sandwich and just looking down. I love that kind of special effect, that 3D model of the TARDIS, just going around it. You never had it just a still point. With the TARDIS going towards the Earth, especially of course within season 5, crashing with Earth the TARDIS. But it's not just ever a nice stilt shot, with someone just looking at the Earth as it is. Pretty cool. I think it was a great little moment and kind of a snapshot type of thing. Things I like about this episode is the use of dinosaurs. They weren't kind of cheesy or overdone kind of thing. We see a T-Rex from this episode. I like the fact that he was just sleeping for the entire episode. I thought that was genuinely quite funny, because within movies and episodes, within certain shows, we see T-Rex as being like the main kind of dominant type of dinosaur. But we could see other dinosaurs in this one, like Pterodactyl, and I like the fact the Doctor kind of rides this dinosaur later on in the episode. I thought that's actually genuinely quite funny, and just kind of outrun the robots. I thought this was just a light-hearted kind of funny moment, and it was a lot of drama in this episode also, which I thought was kind of odd. Like the fact when the villain, kills the Pterodactyl right in front of him, and we get this kind of really kind of sad scene with the Doctor just kind of stroking it, and he just dies there and there. And I know if I say this, but I actually cared about that dinosaur. I actually thought, wow, bravo, you did your writing very well. You did that scene very right. And, this episode could have been very cheesy, could have been very overdone, but it played the dinosaurs very well, and we actually cared about them. We actually thought it was quite funny, and we got kind of raptors later on in the episode, and we got to see them kind of stunned with a stun gun kind of thing. I had the idea that it wasn't mainly about them; it was about the characters and about the situation and about the villain, and just seeing the Doctor in a bit more of a different light. And I like some of the other things in this episode also. I like the links between season 6. When a previous scene, we got to see the Doctor kind of got scanned by this machine, and he's kind of identifying who he is, because this villain in the episode, he's trying to find out how much are you worth, Doctor, kind of thing. And there's kind of scanning, and you get this kind of bit of a pause moment, and he goes like, identity unknown, linking to the fact that he's kind of faked his death and the universe thinks he's dead. I like that fact that kind of they haven't forgot about that. They have still remembered it, and it's like, yes, we still remember kind of thing. So spot on, good little reference. I like that. I like the ending of this episode also, with the kind of Doctor putting the beacon onto this the smugglers type ship, in a sense, the trader's ship, and because there's missiles coming their way, and he lets the ship go, and kind of ends with the Doctor kind of thing. And he's pretty dark in this episode. The Doctor is. I think he is, from what I'm telling from the trailers I've seen and from what the episode's entailing, he's getting a much more of a darker Doctor. He's not very nice no more. He's not giving second chances. I think he's tired of it now, to be honest. I think if you're going to mess with the Doctor now, you are going to get killed. I think the fact that he kind of slaughtered, all the people on that crew of the ship, and the fact he's kidnapped the Egyptian queen and all that sense, he's just not giving any second chances anymore. So an interesting version of the Doctor we're seeing it. I like to see how he kind of turns out later on in some of the episodes. Some good stuff, yeah. So overall, I thought the storyline was spot on. I felt it was done really well. It was intelligent. It was funny. I thought the characters were a blast. I like the kind of the extra elements, to the Doctor we didn't find out. The fact there's a gang. I thought that was quite funny. I like the use of the dinosaurs. I thought the acting was pretty decent also. I thought Amy fantastic job. I like Amy. I thought she was really good in this episode. Also, I like the fact that she's kind of spot on there, kind of thing. She's writing for this kind of electronic keyboard in a sense, and she knows what to do exactly. I mean, you can tell that she's had so many adventures with the Doctor, and she knows what to do. She's been on so many spacecrafts. I like the idea that she wasn't an idiot kind of thing. She got straight on board. She knew what to do. Even when the huntsman, this kind of hunter, said we're not using weapons. No, they're stun guns. Fair play kind of thing. The Doctor's opposed against stun guns kind of thing. Fantastic. So yeah, I thought it was a really fun episode. Lots of laughs, lots of fun. Definitely a good episode to do. It's amazing we've had a dark episode about the Daleks, and we've had a fun episode about the dinosaurs in space. So I thought it was spot on, well done. And I like the other two companions in this episode. That Egyptian queen, I thought I like the flirtiness with the Doctor. You always get that kind of episode. And I like the huntsman also, this kind of English huntsman, which actually was in the Sherlock Holmes series. I can't remember his name. The character's name is John, but I can't remember the actor's name. But he's a good actor also, really good role. And I like Rory's dad in this episode. So yeah, good episode overall. I really enjoyed. I thought it was really fun. So I'm going to give Dinosaurs on the Spaceship a stamp of approval. Another solid episode. I'm liking the direction of this series so far. Like the fact that we get a kind of a dark episode in the first episode with Daleks and stuff, and we get like a fun family entertainment episode with the Dinosaurs and the spaceship. I'm looking forward to the next week's episode. We've got this kind of a sci-fi western type feel. Looks pretty good. Looking forward to reviewing it and seeing it. So yeah, that has been Dinosaurs on a Spaceship review. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Did you like the episode? Do you think it was good? Do you think it was bad? What are your thoughts? Love to know. Comment down below. Love to have a discussion. So in the meantime, this has been Andrew from Media from VV. Signing out.